Radio Rahim with a surprise guest. Regis Prograis popped up at the Mikey Garcia, Jesse Vargas press conference. What's your interest in this fight?
I want the winner. That's the interest. You know, I'm coming over here, you know, go talk to Eddie and stuff like that. You know, maybe I can get the winner.
Well, the winner will be fighting at 147 pounds. This is a division that you're looking to break into?
Eventually, but I'm still, what's up, man? Eventually, I think so, but either one, I mean, I still want the winner. 140, 147, I still can make 140 comfortable, and, you know, if I need to go up to 147, then I can do that too. So, but that's kind of why I came, just to, you know, see if I can, you know, stir up some noise or whatever, and, you know, maybe get the winner of them.
Now, we know that Mikey Garcia might actually go back down to 140, but I'm curious, is 47 a division that you're stating that you're throwing your hat in the ring? Are you fighting at 47 now?
No, I'm not fighting at 147 now. I mean, I can fight at 47. Obviously, you know, we walk around, of course, a lot bigger than what we really are. But I could definitely fight at 147. But for me, it's either 140, 147. I still definitely want the rematch with Taylor. Of course, Ramirez, they have the belts right now. So that's, you know, if at 40 those fights are available, that's what I want. But, you know, this is an interesting fight. You know, it's not really about the weight. It's about the fighters. So sometimes, and you know, this is an interesting fight for me, you know, so I think I can get the winner of whoever wins.
Well, like you say, Josh Taylor rematch is obviously something that you're hoping to land. That fight was definitely about the fighters, not about the weight. It's about not about the tournament. It ended up being two guys letting it all go in the ring. I know how much you wanted to win that fight. I know that champion's heart is in you. What's it been like since that fight? Have you gone back to the drawing board mentally? Has it been easy to recover? Just talk to me about this gap time between losing your first fight on a stage that big.
I mean, it's been okay. You know, I mean, of course, first I haven't watched the fight yet. You know, I watched like the last 30 seconds of the 11th round, then I watched the 12th round, and I felt like I definitely won those rounds or whatever. But yeah, it was thinking about it, going back to it and thinking about it, you know, some things that I could have did. You know, my whole thing in boxing always been, my mindset always as a fighter, I always just like to fight, my main thing. So I think I did that a little too much when I was boxing them. You know, I had a lot of success, and, you know, once I started fighting them too much, you know, it was more in his fight. But like I said, back to my mindset, always as a fighter, since I started boxing, I always thought that if I hit you and I hurt you and you hit me, you can't hurt me, I won the fight. And this time, that wasn't the case. You know, I hit him, I hurt him a few times, and I buzzed him and stuff like that. And he hit me, and, you know, he was strong. Don't get me wrong, Josh Taylor's very big. He's strong, physical, but he just never hurt me in a fight. And if he did, I could definitely be honest and tell you, but he just never hurt me in a fight. So that's why in the middle rounds, you know, I let him hit on me a lot, because I just thought, like, you know, sometimes it does something to your confidence when you hit somebody as hard as you can. They just they looking at you like, you ain't do nothing to me, you know. So that's kind of, I really thought that, you know, his confidence was going to be shook when he saw that he couldn't hurt me. But, you know, he prepared for that. He prepared to go and, you know, fight a war for 12 rounds, and, you know, he was definitely in shape. And but like I said, you know, just those mid rounds, I felt like I gave up. I felt like I definitely had the earlier rounds, and for sure when I came on strong in the last rounds, I felt I had them. Or they could have been a toss-up close, but the mid rounds, you know, I know I let those go for sure. But, you know, that's kind of, you know, when I think about the fight. But I still haven't even watched the fight, because I don't want to even get in that mode right now. You know, like I've been kind of, you know, traveling around doing all kinds of business things right now. So I don't even want to get in, you know, that mindset right now, because at the end of the day, it's the past. You can't do nothing about it now. I can only look forward to the future.
When a fighter is on the rise like you, and you get a big moment like that, and everybody that you know is in your corner, everybody's, you know, trying to be a piece of the champ. But when something like the first loss happens, you tend to get a real good look at what's around you and how you've got things set up. Did anything surprise you? Was there anything that you realized needed to change moving forward since the experience in London?
As far as friends and family, if you're talking about that type of stuff, no. Everybody still, everybody still support me. I mean, to be honest, I still thought I won the fight. I still think I did enough to win the fight. I know it was a close thing. I know it was a real close fight, so I couldn't complain about the decision. I won't get on TV and bitch and moan and stuff and say, oh, he robbed me. No, that's not me. But because I can't do that anyway. It was a close fight, and it was over there. So, I can't say that none of that stuff. But no, I mean, all the same people still around me. None of those things. I mean, I felt like as far as some things could change in my training camp. I did, leading up to the fight, I did a lot of media stuff. And I did a 3-part training camp. I started here in LA, then I went to Houston, then I went to London, So thinking about it, when you winning, you don't think about those things as distractions, but then when you take your first loss, you think about those things and maybe be like, was I affected by this? Was I affected by this? So maybe I was, maybe I wasn't, but I know it was just it was a lot of media stuff I was doing. You saw me in London. I was doing stuff a whole lot, but I can't really say that would affect. I don't know how that would affect me, or if it affected me negatively or positively. But I just know I did a lot of it. And of course, when I was here, I was doing a lot of stuff, videos, and just doing a lot of things, just being real busy, and it was tiring. And then I went to Houston, and my success always been when I lived in Houston. It always been when I was at home. I always had my success. Now I live here, so for me, I just didn't feel like I had to go to Houston at that time because I went straight from LA. I did 3 weeks here. Then I went to Houston 2 weeks, and then I went to London for 3 weeks, and I kind of was away from my house for like 6 weeks, So sometimes, you just, you get real uncomfortable, and that's kind of how it was for a little while. But it's no excuse for the fight, of course. I don't want people to look at this and people say, oh, he's making excuses. No, it's no excuse for the fight. It's just things that you think about. That's all. So you ask me what I think about, that's things that I think about.
And lastly, I know at this time, at the end of 2019, you were hoping you'd be sitting here talking about being undisputed and having proven that you're the absolute best at 140 pounds.
I still think that I'm the best at 140. Even though I lost to Josh Taylor, I still thought I won the fight, and I still don't think Ramirez is on the same level as me and Josh Taylor. So I still think, like I said, maybe 1A and 1B, but I still think I'm number one at 140. I cannot. Maybe my self-confidence is too high. Maybe it is, but I don't know. I just still think that I'm number one at 140. I still think I'm the best at 140.
Well, in a year from now, if we're sitting here in mid-December, what will you have had to do to prove that those things you just said are true, where no one can argue with you?
I gotta keep fighting, man. That's the main thing. Keep fighting, keep running through people, keep destroying people. Hopefully get the Josh Taylor rematch. Maybe get the Ramirez fight. It's just hard in boxing. Some things open up, some things close up, some doors, stay shut. You never know. Or maybe, go up to 147 and, fight the winner of these two. You never know. But it's just, boxing is a crazy thing. Some people, they'll win and they lose, and then some things happen with people. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully I can just get the best fights out there. I still believe that I'm the best at 140 right now, or at least me and Josh Taylor neck and neck right now. You could say that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, I appreciate a great effort in the Josh Taylor fight. Obviously, you're a top competitor. I look forward to you having an opportunity to prove what you say is true in 2020. Look forward to seeing you in the ring again soon. Radio Rahim.
And I'm out.
With Regis Prograis.
I'm out.